Porsche is one of those brands that seems to get it right no matter what car it releases. Sure, there have been some models that weren't that good, but most of them, especially the more recent models, are widely considered some of the best sports cars and SUVs on the market. Granted, the VW Audi connection may be a bit too obvious in some of the more base Macan and Panamera versions, particularly in the engine department, but on every other front, Porsche does a great job at justifying their price tags. One place where Porsche is cutting absolutely no corners, however, is the company's prized 911. Luckily, this engineering pedantry spills down to the 718 and persists even more when it comes to Porsche's supercars, which often share a lot with the brand's competition models. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the top 10 fastest Porsches ever made. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more awesome auto guides, and make sure you hit the notification bell so that you know when we publish a new video. So now, let's cut to the chase. At 10, 992 Porsche 911 Carrera 4 GTS, 192 miles per hour. It's funny how the new generation 992 Carrera S is faster than the 997 911 Turbo, which at its time was an incredibly fast car. The 992 GTS is the fastest 992 Carrera you can buy, and it matches the power of the 997 Turbo. In the case of the 992 Carrera GTS, it came from a smaller 3-litre twin-turbo flat 6. Those 480 horsepower and 420 pound-feet are best put to use when combined with the 8-speed PDK transmission and all-wheel drive. The result is a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of 3.1 seconds and a top speed of 192 miles per hour, making this the fastest 911 Carrera you can currently buy. At 9, Porsche 911 GT1 Strassenversion, 193 miles per hour. 1990s motorsport homologation rules gave birth to a variety of iconic, limited production road variants of GT race cars. Among them was the Porsche 911 GT1. Between 1996 and 1998, there were 3 variants: the GT1, GT1 Evo, and GT1 98. The latter adopted the 996 fried egg headlights as opposed to earlier variants, which came with the 993's more classic look. Power was derived from a 3.2-litre twin-turbo flat 6, pushing out 543 horsepower and 442 pound-feet. This was 57 horsepower down from the racing version's 600 horsepower. In competition trim, the car consistently reached speeds of 205 miles per hour, while the 25 street versions produced could reach 193 miles per hour. Thanks to a 6-speed sequential transmission sending power to the rear, the 0 to 60 miles per hour took 3.7 seconds. At 8, Porsche 718 Cayman GT4 RS, 196 miles per hour. Just like the 911 has a hardcore, track-focused variant in the GT3 RS, the mid-engine Porsche 718 Cayman has a no-nonsense track weapon in the form of the GT4 RS. Its 4-litre, naturally aspirated flat 6 can rev to 9,000 RPM while making 493 horsepower and 331 pound-feet. It's worth noting that this naturally aspirated 4-litre flat 6 is not the same as the one in the GT3 RS. In fact, the 718 GT4 unit is based on the 911 Carrera's 3-litre twin-turbo flat 6, minus the turbos. Being a track-optimized variant, the GT4 RS comes exclusively with a 7-speed PDK transmission. It allows the mid-engine sports car to sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.2 seconds, making it the fastest Porsche 718 yet. At 7, Porsche Panamera Turbo SE Hybrid, 196 miles per hour. There's something special about large cars that can carry a whole family and their language across a continent while also being able to demolish racetracks. The Porsche Panamera Turbo SE Hybrid is one of them. In 2020, Porsche started offering the e-hybrid option, which effectively turns your Porsche into a more powerful plug-in hybrid version. In the case of the Turbo S, it turns the already quick Autobahn missile into a 700 horsepower pavement-crushing luxury sports car. The 641 pound-feet torque figure is available from 1500 RPM, and together with the 8-speed PDK and all-wheel drive capabilities, the 0 to 60 miles per hour sprint happens in 3 seconds exactly. Despite being a heavy tech fest on wheels, the Panamera Turbo SE Hybrid can comfortably cruise at 196 miles per hour. At 6, Porsche Carrera GT, 205 miles per hour. The Carrera GT is without a doubt one of the most special vehicles Porsche has ever made. The mid-engine supercar from Porsche was produced from 2004 to 2006 in a limited quantity of just 1,270 examples. Its 5.7-litre naturally aspirated V10 was originally developed for racing and made the Carrera GT one of the best-sounding supercars ever made. With 612 horsepower and 435 pound-feet, the Carrera GT could sprint to 60 miles per hour in 3.4 seconds. In order to do that, you had to master the car's vile temperament and 6-speed manual with a tricky clutch that came with an anti-stall feature. There was also no traction control, so it was up to you to modulate the throttle while holding on for dear life. If you are brave enough, you could reach the top speed of 205 miles per hour. Ouch! At 5, 992 Porsche 911 Turbo S Lightweight, 205 miles per hour. Half of this list could easily have been made of 911 Turbo models. The 991 and 992 Turbo S versions all sprint to 60 miles per hour in under 3 seconds. For the sake of variety, we decided to only include the fastest version of each Porsche, as you do. In the case of the 911 Turbo S, this is the Turbo S Lightweight package. On paper, the $10,340 option doesn't add much. Less sound deadening, thinner glass, rear seat delete, and more drop £80. It doesn't sound like much, but apparently car and driver managed a 2.1 second 0 to 60 miles per hour run in the 992 Turbo S Lightweight, 0.5 seconds quicker than the normal car's official time. The 3.75-litre twin-turbo flat 6 remains unchanged with 641 horsepower and 590 pound-feet across a very wide RPM range. At 4, Porsche 959 Sport, 211 miles per hour. Among Porsche's many iconic models is the 959. When it debuted in 1986, it was the most advanced high-performance sports car on sale. Unlike its arch-rival, the bare-bone Ferrari F40 that came out a year later, the 959 was a tech fest on wheels. It featured all-wheel drive and all-wheel steering, and even had a low gear for off-roading. The 959 Sport was an even rarer version that bumped power from the 2.85-litre twin-turbo flat 6 from 449 to 515 horsepower. Both figures are allegedly understated. I bet. Regardless of the variant, the Porsche 959 came exclusively with a 5-speed manual. The 959 Sport was able to sprint to 60 miles per hour in 3.5 seconds, 0.2 seconds quicker than the regular 959. Meanwhile, it was capable of reaching a top speed of 211 miles per hour. At 3, Porsche 911 GT2 RS, 213 miles per hour. Porsche has not released a 992 GT2 RS yet, but we can assure you that the 991 is, well, plenty fast. If the 997 and 991 generations are an indication, the 992 may receive a GT2 RS version towards the end of its production cycle. The last iteration of a road-going 911 GT2 RS packs a twin-turbocharged 3.8-litre flat 6, producing 691 horsepower and 553 pound-feet, while boasting GT3 RS-inspired aero. Wowzers! A 7-speed PDK transmission is the only option for the 991 GT2 RS, and it sends power exclusively to the rear wheels. Because of this, the GT2 RS 0 to 60 miles per hour time of just 2.7 seconds falls behind the all-wheel drive Turbo S, but given enough space it would beat it thanks to a top speed of 213 miles per hour. Awesome. At 2, Porsche 918 Spyder, 214 miles per hour. Just like the Carrera GT, the 918 Spyder is also a halo car, proof of the skills and ambition of Porsche engineers. When the car was introduced in 2014, its numbers were mind-bending, and in 2023 they still are. Like its more analog predecessor, the Carrera GT, the 918 featured a racing engine. Although smaller, the 4.6-litre twin-turbo flat-plane V8 was paired with 2 electric motors, one for each axle, for a combined output of 887 horsepower and 944 pound-feet. Really? Paired with a 7-speed PDK, the all-wheel drive supercar PHEV had claimed a time of 2.5 seconds. Our colleagues at Car and Driver, you've guessed it, managed to put down a verified 2.2 second time. Meanwhile, the car was capable to accelerate savagely to 214 miles per hour. And finally, at number 1, Porsche 919 Evo Hybrid, 230 miles per hour. Well, yes, this isn't exactly a road car, is it? But its performance specs are exciting regardless. The 919 was released from the racing rulebook restrictions. Therefore, Porsche engineers simply went wild with it. You can say that again. Its hybrid powertrain produces 1,160 horses, and the whole car only weighs 1,872 pounds. The combustion engine alone makes 711 horsepower, and it's just a 2-litre V4 unit. This results in an 0-60 time of 2.2 seconds. Any faster than this, and it will probably feel like you've been rear-ended by a truck. An active drag reduction system made sure the 919 was capable of reaching 230 miles per hour while being glued to the racetrack. Literally. And there you have the 10 fastest Porsches ever made. Did you like what you saw? I know I did. Let us know in the comments down below. Share this video with your Porsche-loving friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more fantastic auto guides. So, see you next time.